Okay, let's find an unknown value of a variable x using parallel lines and a transversal. So just to recap, this is our transversal line right here. And what it is doing, it is transversing these two parallel lines here, and we'll call them line A and line B. So A is parallel, oops, I made it into an H, is parallel to B. And you either have to be told this or you need to look for the clues. And these symbols right here tell you that those two lines are parallel to each other. Okay? So now we know that because of vertical angles, this angle is equal to this angle. Those two angles are congruent because they are vertical to each other. Okay, so because of that, we can solve this problem by setting 13x equal to 130 and therefore be able to solve for x. So in order to do that, we want x by itself, so we need to divide both sides of this equation by 13. 13 goes into 13 one time, so we're left with 1x here, and 13 goes into 130 10 times, so this is our answer. So our x is equal to 10 for this problem right there. Okay, again, those are vertical angles. Now in this next one, we have this angle and this angle. These angles are corresponding angles, which are also congruent, equivalent to each other. Okay, so we can also set these equations equal to each other. So we have 110 is equal to 11x. Again, we want x by itself, so we're going to divide both sides by 11. And this problem looks very similar to the one we just did. So we have 1x on this side, and 11 goes into 110 10 times. Again, our answer is 10. I'm going to break that cycle on the next one. Okay, now we've got a problem that's a little bit more difficult to see. We've got this angle here, and we've got this angle here. And sometimes if you can't see how these match up, I like to go ahead and draw all the angles that are congruent. So this one is congruent to this one, and by corresponding angles, this angle is congruent as well. And now I know that this angle right here is equal to this angle here. So now I can go ahead and solve for this equation. I could also write that this one is congruent as well. Okay, so now let's go ahead and set these equal to each other. So I have 50 is equal to 2x plus 20. All right, I got one extra thing to worry about than I did in the other equations. So again though, my goal is to solve for x, so I need to get rid of everything that isn't x. Okay, so here I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides, minus 20. 20 minus 20, this is going to be 0, and I'm left with 2x on this side of the equation. And 50 minus 20 is equal to 30. I'm still not done. I need to get x by itself. That means I just want 1x. So in order to do that, I'm going to divide both sides of this equation by 2. So 2 goes into 2 one time, and I'm left with 1x on this side, and 2 goes into 30 15 times. So that is our solution to the variable x. Okay, and we got one more here. This one's a little different, and again we know that this line, the degree measurement for a line is 180 degrees. Okay, 180 degrees. All right? So we know then that if we add this 40 degrees here to this 20x degrees, we are going to end up with 180 degrees. So we can set up a problem that helps us solve for x. So we're going to say 40 plus 20x is equal to 180 degrees. All right? So in order to get x by itself, we're going to subtract 40 from both sides. And 180 minus 40 is 140. And 40 minus 40 is 0. And so we're left with 20x on this side of the equation, and that is equal to, oops, it's a little messy. Now let's move that down a little bit. So 20x is equal to 140. So now we can divide both sides by 20. And we get 20 goes into 21 times, so we get 1x on this side. And 20 goes into 140, 2 goes into 14, 7 times, so x is equal to 7. All right, that's it. I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next one.